folks. This is the first in a series of streams that is purely speculative right now, but it's a dream. Even if it's just a CGI film, a series of TV shows, whatever. Or I or my son gets to do this. The journey of the Phoenix Ascendant. The Isaac Arthur has a speech impediment. I just get stubbly because I get so many ideas that come out of my head, and yeah. Sometimes they get mixed up and jumbled up and they're hard to understand. And I think I need to kill the sound on this. Okay, here we go. Let's see. So this is just a theoretical thing I did with OpenAI. Wish I had OpenAI 3.5 right now, but Daddy's got to pay the rent. Patreon, Awar K9000. Source, I think I need several $1 trillion to make it to Proxima Centauri and the Phoenix Ascendant. But maybe enough to pay for several AI subscriptions, please? Photoshop? Yeah. You get the point. If you want to see this content, I need some support. And I should be driving Uber right now, but this is the type of imagination I have. And I prefer to be entertaining you guys with stuff like Isaac Arthur does, rather than driving around making steadily less and less money. But doing pretty well on TikTok, but this would be like a STEM live broadcast. So, and I'm still getting the hang of TikTok. 355 subscribers in 3 weeks, as opposed to 70 subscribers on YouTube in 6 years. Of course, 20 of those are because of TikTok in the last 3 weeks. Cross-pollination. Anyway, as you can see here, this is quite involved. There's quite a bit of calculus here. I can do up to trig. I never learned calculus. I know what it's for, but I don't need to learn it now because, at least not yet, because I have an AI to do that. It got a little more loop here, but see, just spend a little time looking at these calculations. I understand about half of this. And this is all about the departure from the moon, heading towards the sun. Why would I head towards the sun? To slingshot around to achieve 6.5% light speed. And actually then accelerate at 1g towards the heliopause at 122 light seconds. It should take me all of 2 days with the gravity slingshot to get out of the solar system. But then 122 years to get to Proxima Centauri, if that tells you how far it is. And assuming cryotechnology, and approximately 8 weeks, maybe, might be awake for at least a year in the journey, and I'd have plenty of time to entertain you guys. Yes, this is speculative, but, nothing happens unless you plan ahead. And I could be streaming to the internet via quantum comms within the next 25 years. Yeah, I could do all of this in 25 years, and still stay healthy. I'd be launching at age 77 with reach-end technology, maybe a little less than my current biological age of 52. So, it's pretty ambitious, especially considering I'm going to have to get some pretty good funding. I have no idea what this would cost, but there in the Great Pyramids. Probably by the time I got to Proxima Centauri, because people would be gaining some insight from what I was doing, somebody would probably beat me there. But this is just kind of an overview of the idea. It's all in my head right now. I can see it, but it's hard to relate it to you. So I didn't do all this work, but I came up with the concepts. And this is available on my Orkman 1000 on X, Twitter, which I've been on for 14 years. And you can read it through. If you're up to this stuff, the calculations have got some mistakes in it somewhere, but it's a valid thing. And obviously, the ship is so far into science fiction right now. It's regenerative life support, cryopods. Yeah. Just the science and new technology that are needed from this would probably propel us towards faster than light. Heck, I might not even get to leave the solar system in the Phoenix Ascendant, the sublight version. But I'm assuming something approximately like the Epstein drive from the Expanse, but I'm being somewhat more optimistic than the Epstein drive in the Expanse, having the Epstein drive by 2050. But, don't set unrealistic goals. We won't achieve unrealistic achievements. Let me find some, let's see if I got enough. I don't have, there's some let me see if I can find a decent voice to text to voice, because my narrating voice sucks. To be for free right now. Got to get the front pads on my car fixed on Monday. Got a quart, had a little fender bender, which anybody on TikTok would know about. Okay, I tapped a car going about 2 miles an hour and probably did about $10,000 in damage. It was a Tesla Model 3 hitting some kind of Nissan Altima. Not hurt, just really scared. Officer gave me a too fast for conditions. I must have been going 15 around that corner, but it was a complete ice rink. There was just nothing I could do. The car took it down from 15 to about 2 or 3, and the airbag didn't even deploy. The Tesla had a cracked headlight and a scuffed up bumper. The Nissan didn't look very good. But I bet they were both, the Nissan was maybe drivable, but my Tesla was definitely drivable. I didn't even notice it, really. I didn't even detect an accident. And yet, driving too fast for conditions. I already read the judge a letter, filed a police report, my point of view. I'm probably going to have to go to traffic school, and I'm hoping I'll have to pay no more than an $80 fine out of the $160. But you get the idea that I am quite a vicious person. Amazon Web Services. That's not going to be free. This isn't free. Just need something that is passable. At least sponsored links. Sometimes there's some sponsored links that, like for example, you try to install Microsoft Authenticator from the Play Store and it pops up first and makes itself look like the Microsoft Authenticator Pro. Sure. You guys can look at this as kind of a product. Yes, you now know my email. I have spam filters. Don't bother. I got it from the Googles. Engineer. Ethical engineer. I'm gonna go with creator. I am all these things, but I'll go with YouTuber. Huh. This is cool. You want my AI to be female or male? But nobody's watching, so I can't exactly ask you. Unless, God forbid, like 100 people showed up. Haha. I did start this at a bad time, but I don't care. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's cool. I like to see that she's got something. I really don't know about the story about why she ended up got out of the Mandalorian. Sorry, need not to get distracted. Let's see. No chat. Well, I can be on Discord, but yeah, there's mine. Let's see, Discord. Like anyone's going to show up. Discord. Probably some of my friends wanting to play games. This is my Discord server. Channel, voice, live streams with Be Google this, you're going to get my last name anyway, because it's my last 30 years on social media. You didn't know that social media had really been on, well, it's been longer than that if you count BBS's. Anyway, let's see. Permissions. You guys get in this, you may probably not even going to be able to join. Probably have to figure this out again if I can get somebody who's actually on my server to help me. My server admin. This server's been inactive for about a year since I lost my crew after I stopped running a 7 Days to Die server. There are some spaceflight sims that I might play. Don't think I could do this journey in Kerbal, but you never know. Space Engineers, maybe. But then again, they haven't simulated the solar system. Whatever. Space engine? Who knows? Actually, space engine. Guess I haven't really done much with it, but it's more of a celestial simulator. That's a possibility, but let's see. text to speech. Convert text to laconic speech using the voice of your choice. Well, let's just go with Rachel for the time being. Just to give you guys some audio on what I've done so far. Not the science, obviously. This has not been edited, so this is going to sound a little strange. Let's do it in a voice approximating. Oh, wow. I'm better than I used to be. I didn't even get close. Acceleration. That's about the size of a scout ship from Traveler. I might have to up the size. Type S Scout. It's a Scout. It's also an interstellar probe. Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, not that Epstein. To the description of the show. Yes, I'm a big time Expanse fan. This is also an exemplar of what you can do with an AI for fun. Some of the math isn't quite right, but like I said, it's just a speculative stage right now. There we go. I think this is it. Where did my... That's appropriate. That's appropriate. Yes, some site. Oh. Yeah, that's my doggy that when he was very young. Totally off subject. There it is. Let's see. This is the initial prompt as I started the speculation. Okay. Let's see what this does. Use 10% of my allocation. This is probably going to have to switch. Speech to speech. Cut to the chase. It was about 1.6% speed of light after the slingshot. Take about 3 weeks to the sun, and then at the end of the slingshot it would be about 6% of the speed of light. And then I actually don't know the speed at the edge of the solar system after 2 days of acceleration at 1G, not as significantly higher. But the idea is you maintain gravity on the ship. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a cheaper voice. I apologize for the voice. Can't afford a better one right now. Actually, I might be able to do better. Sorry about that, guys. Let me see. Offline voices. Use my phone. That's interesting. Standard voices. Let's try. Not Spanish. Let's try English voice. I've heard that voice before. Let's see if we can pick up the tempo on that. Pitch a little less, higher speed. Alright. Let's try it now. Now you're understanding how the headless YouTube channels are being created. Sorry about that, my camera quit. Which apparently OpenAI can at least make an attempt at. Wolfram and I have been doing this for longer. So that's the basic premise. So Bill must be home. Let's check it. Yep, he's almost home. Oops. second screen, which I guess I'll show you guys real quick. That is my S22. Okay, hopefully. Why am I getting feedback? Sorry, gotta fix the audio on this. Oh, ow. Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that seems to be okay right there. And testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Because I think it was picking up feedback from my own headphones right next to my jaw. I don't know if you guys can hear me right because I got nobody to do audio engineering on this to experience what the thing looks like. Okay, so I was going to show you what my. Okay, I guess it's. I got to turn off display 1 first. Okay. And that is my S22 on my second monitor. There's quite a delay. Okay, so let's see. Let's see, Instagram. Still getting used to this interface. Supposed to be alphabetical. Alphabetical order. So maybe I don't have it here on the main screen. Instagram, here we go. Add. Oh, I guess not. Okay, Instagram. Why can't I see it? Instagram, here we go. Let's see what he's up to. Alien Trash Kitty. He likes. Oh, my phone's overheating. Yeah, it's the Alien Trash Kitty that's doing this. So we're just going to shut that down. Let's see. Let's see. Am I still got video? Okay, so we'll just go to Instagram here. I need to get some cooling on my. One. There we go. Need to get some supplemental cooling on my S22. Obviously, I can't take a picture of itself, but it's on a little stand on my desk, and it just gets way too hot. I mean, this thing's got 8 processors, and if you let it run, you gotta. I mean, ideally, I'd dip it in something liquid, obviously with a sealed power input, but whatever. That'd probably be a little extreme. Anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah, I was getting distracted by my friend on Instagram, so bad on me. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you guys heard that, and this is a bunch of math. Bunch. So this is some observations. It's talking about gravity slingshotting. Yaki yakety yak. No talk back. Estimating the weight of the ship. So this is just get the preamble on this. This is the basic idea. It's probably going to butcher the scientific stuff. Oh yeah, this didn't work because that's not mass, that's volume. Yakety yak. Okay, see, I still hadn't. I know that that's not, but that's cubic meters. 1.3 cubic, 1.35 million cubic meters. Um, so the approximate mass, just spit and polish, was kilograms, about a million 3 tons. Yeah, I think the math was off quite a bit. Let's say, oh yeah, that's kilograms, and that would be. I was aiming for something like 1,400 tons, but 1.4 million tons? I don't know. You drop a few zeros and things go haywire. So here's another thing. Launch from lunar orbit. So this is a description of the Phoenix Ascendant so far. Obviously, it's subject to change. This is the first wild-ass idea stage. And the camera's failed again. Turn off DeX mode. Phone overheating. It's nice. Not very useful to have a desktop mode that just overheats the phone. Yes, they expect you, if you're nerdy enough to run your cell phone as a desktop, you're going to want to put some supplemental cooling on it. All right, I'll just use the selfie cam. It's good enough, I think. Let's see. It's interesting trying to type sideways. All right. Could be an easier way to do this, but whatever. Okay, that's the wrong side. And I need to flip it. Okay. Huh. Well, maybe it won't overheat this way. Except now it's upside down. I'm still working this whole setup out. Now this way I can actually look at the camera. And of course it decides to go to Instagram because why not? Okay, so All right, hopefully that won't overheat while I'm running, because I'm just doing what's called droid cam. So I'm using my S22 as a webcam, because why not? I've got a S7 and I've got a sorry, Pixel 7, a Pixel 1, a Pixel 2, and a Note 5, some of which don't work, but at least one and two of the Pixels do. Yes, I like collecting cell phones. They're cool. So, kind of off subject again. Anyway, solar atmospheric entry. By this time, probably neural interfaces. Trying to remember how to make a project. Okay. I'm going to build a version of this in Space Engineers. I'm going to build it a bit. Obviously, I'm going to simulate this path in maybe Space Engine. I'll find a way. There's even some multi-crew stuff. I've never been able to find a crew to play with for running interstellar missions, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's try an illustration. I'm just curious. Let's see. So this part of it is about AI generation. For some reason this, because it's on my external hard drive. Huh, it's interesting. Through the shortcut, doesn't want to do it. I need to get a USB 4 external hard drive. This one is still decent, but at 4 terabytes, it sometimes gets pretty laggy. Yes, that's another hint. Must be too many files in it. Because it comes up fine here. Details, date created. Wow. Okay, I don't need it sorted by just date created. Date created. Okay, there we go. And compressed. Okay, so for some reason, it's not getting the date right. That's today. Oh, because it's still sorting by. Oh. There it is. So why? Oh, because it's by type. Let's get rid of type. Okay. Why is it still sorting by type? Date created. Group. Oh, I see. It's still by type, so I need it by name. Okay, well, it's right there. So let's just move this into a less populated folder. Oh. So we start with a base image. And what is the style? I'm just screwing around because I see what I can get. Generate. Generate. I think I have to prompt builder. What's that do? I don't think I want to go with steampunk. Let's just see what happens. Oops, don't want to do that. Not 3 times. This just takes a bit of. Oh, just got to play with the prompts. It's going to take a minute. So over here, more math, blah, blah. Let's see. There's some stuff about the end of the. That's interesting. Not exactly what I had in mind, but interesting. Um, hmm. Can see what that does. So this is some stuff talking about the end of the journey. Some technological stuff, being awake for about a year, being chronologically about 78 years old. Well, obviously 78 plus 122-year journey, 130, 200. Gosh, no, hold on a minute. 122 plus 78. Huh. 122 plus 78. So that would be 80, 100. I'd be 200 years old chronologically. With cryotech and presumed future technology, I would be roughly about the same age as I am now. Maybe less once I got back to Earth after they essentially outrun me because technology, well, hopefully technology, everybody wouldn't just descend to the dark age and not just keep going. Maybe some nice aliens would recognize me as the last human or something, not make me into a meal or something. Talks about the cryopod, the fact that this speculative journey might eventually morph into a real thing, haha, at least for my son, if I ever have a son, or my android son. And yeah, anyway, off the subject, but I want to know, let's see, what speed after accelerating from the sun to that's the heliopause at 122 light seconds. I know that tends to vary a bit, but not by much. What speed accelerating? from the sun to 120 so that can look outward, out from the sun. You really don't have to be that precise with the prompts. Sometimes it goofs up and you gotta correct it. Oh, I didn't give it my initial speed. And so you just hit this button here, stop it. It might remember that I was going something like 5,000 kilometers per second leaving the sun. Accelerating from the sun to intersect. Given initial velocity of, oh my God, it did not take into account initial velocity. Let's see, where's the initial? See, this is reasons why they might wake me up while I'm doing this, entertain you with this, for reasons why I might, this thing would have quantum comm technology, so they could wake me up to do various things, including streaming to you guys, theoretically. Of course, they could do it for themselves. So me being a test monkey. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to do one without without anything on my. Sorry, guys. The flow there. This is the problem with not using DeX, is I'm going to take a picture of myself. The front camera. There we go. That's a good one. Already done one. Except that has a headset on, that's going to use it. Time lapse. How do I tell this that I'm looking at it right? Oh, guys can see it. Except it interrupted it to do regular camera. Portrait. Photo. Alright, so audio timeout. It's interesting, I need a mirror to be able to see the screen while I'm looking at myself. Except I could just do something. How do I just do that?
So I'm not explaining what I'm doing. It's kind of unfortunate. I'm not used to this whole streaming business. What I don't like about this whole little proposal there we go. Gotta get it in the right order. It doesn't work. Let's start the droid cam. Droid cam. So I start, okay, so start the funnel first. Let's start the server first. And of course, this work because there's no. Oh, sorry, guys. So this doesn't want to stream, but let's. Okay. Start the client. Don't start the camera. We can. Stop the audio. And it errors out. Who knows where now? Stop. Stop. Start. Start. There we go. Streaming is hard work.
Okay. Where is that coming from? See, I don't even know where that's coming from. Probably some. Well, whatever it is, it ended. Just no idea where it was coming from. Kill that. Media source. Let's get rid of that. Okay. It's good so far. All right, so what was I doing? Oh, yeah. Of. Just looking for the initial speed. Let's see. So, in other words, oh, wow. So, approaching the sun is 5,372 kilometers per second. Leaving the sun is approximately 20,000 kilometers per second. You see what a gravitational slingshot around the sun could theoretically do? Quite a bit. Okay, accelerating, after accelerating from the sun, going warp straight after accelerating at 1g. I'm killing OpenAI. It's just totally flummoxing out. It's calculating right now, but so that's doing the calculation. 1G acceleration for 2 days, outward bound. Oh, wow. That's 10. Wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. Why would it be going slower? So, oh, 10,000? 1,500 kilometers per second, starting at 19,600. I think I missed a variable. 58 kilometers per second. But I can't. Whoops! I hope it figures out I meant kilometers per second there. It sometimes it's smart enough to figure out what you mean by context. Initial velocity, acceleration, displacement. Oh, what? So the effect accelerating away from the sun, given an initial velocity of 19,000 kilometers per second, is approximately 1,000 kilometers per second. What the hell? I screwed up on the prompt. Okay, given an initial velocity of 1,965,658 kilometers per second, accelerating at 1G away from the sun at the sun, what speed would the ship be going at 122 light seconds from the sun? Heliopause is, the beginning of the interstellar journey. Oh, let's see. I think I got that right. Just because you have an AI, you have to get your prompts right. Garbage in, garbage out. And none of this is calculus. This is all just algebra. Okay. How am I going slower? You have to point out its errors, and it'll fix it. Probably just made a decimal error somewhere. What did I do wrong? 1,050 kilometers per second is less than 19,658 kilometers per second. What variable am I putting in wrong? That looks more like it right there. Okay, let's see. Okay. What distance is 122 light seconds? Let's break it down a bit. So this many kilometers. 1 g of acceleration with an initial velocity of 19,658 kilometers per second out to kilometers. What is the speed at the end? See how fun math is? Especially when you don't have to work it longhand. First, convert the displacement to tons? What the hell? Something in this is not right. Displacement to tons. Oh, it's because it's dividing by 1,000 for some reason. Why are you doing this? So you got to look through this. You actually look. Okay, so why is it listing this as displacement? See, it's some reason. Oh, displacement as in how far you're going. So this means the distance at the time of the speed needed. Oops. See, there's a bunch of embedded stuff in that. Oh, 1,000 kilometers per second after accelerating 1 g from an initial 19. It's still wrong. Still not right. What are we doing wrong? 19,658 excel at 1 g does not result in 1,051 kilometers per second. I'm putting in bad data somehow. Okay, so times this, times that. There was a time when I could have done this myself, but it's been a while since I have. There we go. Okay, so really not all that much. You see the effect of the gravity slingshot? It starts out at this. Let's do a notepad here, doc. So that's the speed at approach to the sun. This is the speed after the gravity slingshot. And then accelerating for 1g outward to 36 billion kilometers. You get that. Duration of flight to, let's see. You see how neat this is? This is fun. It's self-correcting. Decimal time would be so much easier. So just 0.2 seconds, 0.21 seconds, approximately. So I just take this let's out and just a question mark. I know. How exciting. Mathematical calculations by AI, as I guess somebody might think it's interesting. I think nobody's watching right now. But somebody might someday. Holy shit. It'd take a day. So like 3 weeks to the sun, slingshot around the sun, and then a day out of the solar system. And actually, I think my duration of flight might be wrong. C to halfway to Proxima Centauri. Let's see. In C. Okay, let's come up with. Let's just say in C. So this is the speed of the percentage, the speed of light. It's not much. It's like 8%. That's good. Seems to have brain locked. Sometimes the server is just fine. It's just some reason it's locking up. He probably went to bed. Shows its math. Sometimes it does this. It just sort of. Bleh. I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to say, hey, guy, you didn't finish the calculation. It's only 3.5, so it's not as good as 4. Let's see. It's approximately 8% of the speed of light, but see, you can't really copy and paste that. Maybe. Let's see what it does. Come on. Oh. Let's close other tabs. Close other tabs. Okay, so let's just close it. Close that. Add another one. See, all these conversations are kept. They're not lost. When I first started playing with AI about a year ago, I didn't know that. Open AI. See, another reason to support me on Patreon, so that I have access to better AI. If they have the pro version of OpenAI, I can actually share it with somebody. Somebody wanted to play scientific games like this, speculative games. It's like $60 a month, $30 a seat. They'd only let you get 2 seats. There's there are no companies that have 1 seat. Interstellar fusion spaceship design. And yeah, there it is. So let's put this prompt in again. See, it got that. And it still doesn't give me the answer. Let's just try telling it. You're not finishing the calc. See, this particular model is really overtaxed. See, I'm using a lot of resources in this. So let's start another one. Okay, why did it do that? Let's see, duplicate. Close that. See, I can run multiple. This monitor, I could easily do 3. So let's do this one. And then let's do another one here. Complex math 1. Complex math 1. See, it named it. Okay, so sometimes you just have to do this. You have to do a succession of them because there's issues. It's interesting how that means this. Interesting. So that's how the site notations work when you don't have the graphics. Okay, apparently not. So let's say okay, so divided by, we don't even have to break, we don't even need this because the values are the same. No, so about 9% of the speed of light. Do nothing with it but remember. Remember. Okay, so approximately, yeah, times the speed of light, distance to Proxima Centauri is approximately 4 light years. Let's just get it. Okay, we don't have any good relativistics at that time. The time dilation on that speed is nothing. See, it's pretty jammed up. See? Okay, so 4.2 light years. And in kilometers. See, there are easier ways to skin a cat. I really don't think a quarter kilometer per second is really going to make all that much difference. .01 times 10 to the 13th kilometers. So remember, it's all kilometers, so we don't need. So this is going to be the number of seconds. So that's the number of seconds divided by 60 for minutes. Divided by 64 hours. So this is if you don't accelerate, you don't decelerate. Obviously, if you decelerate at the other end, I'm just getting a, non-deceleration duration. So this is hours divided by 24. Days divided by 365 equals years. Yeah, that's a lot better. 47 years. Okay, so, how long to decel to 0 kilometers per second? Of course, then you get the orbital velocity of the other star. You want to get into orbit, but we're not going to worry about that right now. How to decel, that's easy at 1g of acceleration, relatively speaking, especially farther out. Of course, to go into solar orbit that far out, you still have to be going pretty fast, I believe. No, because you approach the sun, you have to be going faster. So, whatever. How long to decelerate to 0 kilometers per second from, what was it again? 26,000 kilometers per second. Okay, so somehow it ended up adding some extra stuff. Okay, so that's at 1g. Minutes. See, it's figuring out what I'm doing based on context. It's pretty cool. Huh. So you could really just coast for 54 years. Now, assuming you couldn't get more fuel to, well, presumably you leave the solar system with enough fuel to do a burn this long. That's where the bladders come in. This is where simulation is necessary to figure out if this is even probable. So that's days. Huh. So you could get to that speed, accelerating at that speed for approximately a month. Okay, the gravitational slingshot might not even be necessary, but it would save a lot of fuel. Huh. So flying to the sun for 3 weeks at 1g. Yeah, math's wrong somewhere. But do you guys see that this is just linear? This doesn't even take into the dynamic perturbations of the planets, making zigzag around the planets. Yeah. Orbital mechanics is interesting. I mean, I can visualize it, but I'm just doing it by approximation right now. Huh. So you could slow down from that speed. Whew. Wow. Interesting. Anyway, you guys get the idea. This is fun. I know, strange definition of fun, but it's fun. This is something kids need to do more of. I didn't make this video for kids because they're probably asleep up in the first 5 minutes, but depending on the kid. Plus, this isn't grape juice. So, kiddies can't see me drinking go-go juice. Anyway, enough for today. It gives you an idea of what kind of a person I am, the type of things I do with AIs for fun. Yes, I do what you think I do for fun, but hey, I'm not dead. Use your imagination, you sickos. Anyway, like, subscribe, support me on Patreon, ORK9000 on Patreon. I suppose I should add that to the thing. See, there I am. Right? Copied. YouTubes. The truth! It costs too much for now. I mean, my mom bought me a Mac, the original Mac, in 1985 for $5,000. That's like $10,000 today. God, my mother loved me. But the investment paid off. Okay, so as you can see me put this into the description. Edit video. Blah, blah. Let's support me on Patreon. Support me on Patreon. Okay. Yes, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm a little bit sleepy. This is what I do to get to sleep. Let's put this on my work streaming. And yeah, it's not made for kids. It'll burn their little brains out. Because don't you know kids are dumb? No, they're not. I've run into 10-year-olds that just talked about like CPU design. And I'm like going, what? I know what you're talking about, but you're 10. Okie dokie. So, out for now.